The red and blue lights washed over the windshield, slicing the night into fragments. I eased the car to the shoulder, pulse steady, hands firm on the wheel. The officer's boots crunched gravel as he approached. I rolled the window down, said nothing. He asked for my license. I handed it over. He scanned it. His face changed. Color drained from him like someone pulled a plug. He looked at me again, longer this time, like he was staring at something that shouldn't exist. "Sir," his voice broke slightly, "according to our records, you were declared dead 3 years ago." Silence. A highway, empty. A stranger's voice telling me I did not exist, or worse, that I no longer belonged to the living. I kept my expression still. "Then your records are wrong." He didn't argue. He only said, "We'll need to discuss this at the station." His tone wasn't protocol, it was fear. At the station, papers spread across the desk, my name, my photograph, an official death certificate with a date burned into it, 3 years ago. And beside it, another record, another me. Different address, different spouse, different life. I studied the documents without moving, my chest hollow. A twin that wasn't blood, but design. Not a mistake, a replacement. My hands stayed folded, but inside I was unraveling. Images flickered, my wife, my son, the quiet distance in her eyes when she thought I wasn't looking, the way she clutched her phone like oxygen. Had she known? Or worse, had she signed me away? I remembered the small things. How my son asked once why I never came to his school events. But I had. I was there, in the back row, invisible, forgotten. And her, smiling in photographs I never took, with someone who wore my absence like a gift. The officer kept speaking, words I barely heard. Something about anomalies, errors. But I wasn't listening. I was staring into the truth blooming cold inside me. I hadn't been dead. I'd been erased. I didn't confront her that night. Instead, I played the role, quiet husband, present father. But my silence was a net, tightening. Her phone left unattended on the counter. I memorized numbers. I traced calls late into the night. Records whispered what lips refused to confess. Hotels, weekdays, cash withdrawals. I opened an old laptop she thought was broken. It wasn't. Messages flooded the screen. His name repeated, carved into her words. He was wealthy, connected, the kind of man who could buy a new identity, who could bury the old one. And there it was, the betrayal sharper than any affair. She hadn't only lied, she'd chosen convenience over blood, money over flesh. She'd buried me alive. Each discovery was a blade I drove deeper into myself, quiet, deliberate, until numbness took over. She slept beside me. I lay awake, staring at the ceiling, hearing her breathe. My mind a machine, charting the lines, pulling the threads. No confrontation, not yet. Patience was power. The final evidence came in a single envelope, DNA results. My son, my flesh, carried only half of me. The other half was him. Her lover, her accomplice. The truth sat heavy, but my pulse remained steady. That evening I set the envelope on the dinner table. She opened it, her hands trembling before her mind could even read. Her eyes widened, breath quickened. She looked up at me. "I can explain." I said nothing. The silence cut deeper than words. She folded in on herself, tears flooding, voice breaking. She tried to reach for me, but her hands hovered in the air like they feared contact. I stayed still, detached, watching her crumble beneath the weight of her own secrets. She had expected rage, maybe violence, but what she got was worse, absence. I didn't scream, I didn't break. I slid the papers across the table one by one, the death certificate, the records, the messages, the DNA test, each a nail in the coffin she had built for me. "You buried me once," I said finally, my voice low, calm. "This time, I'll stay dead." Her face collapsed. "Please, don't." But I was already standing, collecting my keys, my wallet, my son's photograph from the mantel, nothing else. "I'll let him grow up knowing the truth," I said quietly, "who his father really was, and who you are." Her sobs followed me to the door. They didn't slow me down. The night air was cold, clean. I walked away from the house like I'd walked away from my own grave. No anger left, no pity, just clarity. She had wanted me erased, forgotten, a ghost lingering in her past. Instead, I had returned, not to fight, not to plead, but to show her the reflection she couldn't destroy. I had been declared dead, but now it was her turn to live in the grave she dug. I drove into the dark without looking back, and for the first time in years, I felt alive.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Subscribe now to Cheating Stories Insight World for more amazing stories.